Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us tmosso@the1916company.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for inquiring about the price and availability of this or any of our watches. Today, we are discussing a watch that is a Grail watch, even by the standard of a company that only makes Grail watches. From Bethune, this is the 2013 new for 2013, DB28 Tourbillon Zirconium. So the model was launched in 2013 and only made in a handful of pieces, perhaps even fewer than a dozen copies. Records indicate this is one of the scarcest de Bethune models ever created, and it is an iconic piece because while de Bethune has several model lines, the GPHG Aiguille winning DB28 is the icon, and this is the Tourbillon. So, some basics. First, the size. 42.6 millimeters in diameter. It's thin at 11.5 millimeters thick, and it has the company's patented variable geometry spring-loaded floating lugs. They conform to you. So at full extension, they're 58 millimeters lug-to-lug. At maximum compression, 53.5. There are 3 different lug sizes, so de Bethune, even if you're not the original owner, can actually tailor the lug size to fit you. And if you want to get a strap for your watch, 26 millimeters is the spacing between the lugs. A note about zirconium: it's extremely light and extremely hard. De Bethune follows that up by adding a hard black coating that is, on its face, more resistant to scratches, scuffs, and marks than ceramic. So if you hate watches that mark and scratch, this hard black coated zirconium is for you. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, it wears beautifully. Even with these large-sized lugs, a 16-centimeter wrist can wear it just fine. Now, you can see there is quite a bit of ergonomic adjustment by the lugs if necessary. I think on the large lugs, you could wear this on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference. And it's thin. At under 12 millimeters thick, it's actually thinner. Are you ready for this? Than a Rolex Daytona. That despite 5 days of power reserve, a tourbillon, a power reserve indicator, display caseback, multi-depth dial, and twin barrels. There's a lot to love. The strap is deluxe. You could see medium rectangular scale, symmetrical scale alligator leather. It's black, semi-gloss with a monotone stitch, a cut and lacquered sheer edge, and then small round scale alligator on the bottom. A de Bethune factory strap, brand new, no crimping, no gouging. Having small round scale on the bottom. This is something the best brands are doing these days. Everything from Holy Trinity like Vacheron to indies like de Bethune and F.P. Journe. By putting small round scale gator on the bottom, you wind up with a strap that will last years longer than if this were calfskin. More expensive, but with a watch like this, it deserves the best. Now the buckle too features the same material and coating to make it indelible and light. You can see at de Bethune, buckles tend to match case or lug design. So we have these open, airy, evacuated, buttress-like flying lugs, and then we have a buckle that matches it perfectly. We also have these little torpedo tips or conical ends, the ogival profiles, and these are the last styling vestige of the original 2002 DB1 chronograph, the first de Bethune model. So here they make an appearance as a little nod to the company's own past. You can see that the case is relatively thin and simple. We have a crown with double knurling that's a pleasure to grip and operate. It is a manual wind. To protect it from accidental displacement by the lugs, it is a screw-down crown. And the watch is 30 meters water resistant, but it's particularly authentic 30 meters as opposed to a standard dress watch 30 meters. Taking a look at the dial, a lot to take in. De Bethune makes its own cases, dials, and movements. So the idea there being first, control the quality. Don't rely on a supplier to get it right. The second idea being that suppliers definitely don't want to be told that you only want 3 DB28 zirconium cases this year. And they want you to order 3,000. And if you want to order 3, they might just charge you for 3,000. That's why de Bethune controls the whole process of fabrication, including of small parts like the balance wheel. Now, we have a mirror-polished and blackened steel deltoid bridge that goes over the barrel bridge. Underneath that, we have a ruthenium-coated and striped cover to the base plate. And then, you can see if you look carefully, we have 2 different ratchet wheels and barrels. And the teeth of the ratchet wheel, this is properly the primary ratchet wheel that interacts with the click, those teeth are micro-profiled. The hands are skeletonized modified breguet, a nod to antiquity, and they are crafted within de Bethune. You can see they're blackened and glossy, but that their ends have been polished and revealed in natural metal. That's actually a very small insert that sits within the hand. Now, the tourbillon. The first thing you'll notice is that it's really flying. It is not a 1-minute tourbillon, it is a 30-second tourbillon, so it moves at twice the speed. It also beats at 36,000 vibrations per hour, 5 hertz, like a Zenith El Primero. With 63 parts and a mass of only 0.18 gram, 18/100ths of a gram, it is the lightest tourbillon in the world. It also has chronometric intent, as at de Bethune, a tourbillon watch is adjusted before it leaves the factory to gain less than 1 second per day. So this tourbillon is chronometric, not just ornamental. And to that end, it has the high beat rate and the fast revolution, but it also has a construction of silicon, white gold, and titanium. Now you can see the rim, which is aerodynamic to reduce the effect of aerodynamic drag on timing. The rim is made of white gold and it's seamless. It maximizes the percentage of total mass that's in the rim of the balance. And then you can see internally it's been hollowed out, skeletonized by deep reactive ion etching. The use of silicon is there to reduce the mass inboard of the rim, but also to reduce the effect of temperature on timing. You can also see the hairspring, shaped by hand, cut into 2 pieces and then micro-clamped back together. The idea being that you can get a flat hairspring that breathes concentrically. The design of the twin self-adjusting barrels here, 5 days of power reserve, manual wind, they cannot be accidentally overwound, patented. Floating lugs, patented. This balance design, patented. The hairspring curve, patented. And that's de Bethune's own silicon escape wheel in there. This watch is protected by no fewer than 6 patents. And you can see the finishing is gorgeous. With blackened orbs acting as the hour indices, you can see there's a track for reading the minutes. And you can see just how deep this dial is. You can see the traditional artisanal mirrored beveling is present in abundance, as is mirror polishing. This watch is as finely finished as any group will foresee, but it features technology you will not find at any other brand. On the reverse, the power reserve indicator, 5 days. You can see the entire mechanism. Note mirror beveling, note satination on the components, and then a super tightly spaced concentric perlage laid down by pegwood, the best of all possible worlds. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.